this webinar, and probably you are watching a recorded version of the same. The aim of this webinar, or you can say an interaction, is to make all of you understand who are going for the NEBOSH OBE examination on the 28th of October, and to give a clear idea of what goes behind that, to give a full picture of what from the student side happens. We have with us Ms. Ashwini, and to tell you more about Ms. Ashwini, she appeared for the NEBOSH OBE on the 6th of August, and the excellent thing is that she was the topper as far as NIST is concerned. She's from Mumbai, and she scored very well. So we thought it's a good idea to engage a conversation with her, so that everyone who is going to appear for the NEBOSH OBE gets a fair idea as to what preparations she had put in. So hello Ashwini, how are you?
Hello sir, how are you? I'm good.
Okay Ashwini, thanks for joining us. And yes,
my pleasure.
Yeah, tell us about yourself, Ashwini. What have you tell us about take us through your education and career.
Yeah, so I am an environmental engineer. So a civil plus post-graduation in environmental engineering and management from IIT Delhi. After that, I was working with some environmental consultancies in Mumbai. And like in 2012, I've started my own freelancing for certain studies in environmental clearance work. So that's all, particularly environmental professional, I would say.
Absolutely, and the fact that being a freelance, actually, you need a lot of upgrading your knowledge. Everybody wants you to be master of everything. Okay, right. So having been into environment, so what made you think of doing the NEBOSH IGC?
Particularly, I was looking for expanding my skill set and area of expertise. In that, I was just searching what are the things which would go with environment. And in that, particularly, I see a lot of posts and profiles are coming up in the environment, health and safety. So they are combining the health and safety with the environment. So that was the reason I saw, and particularly I observed that health and safety field is quite new in India, and it's growing very well. So I thought, why not? Let's add a expertise in this field. So probably that's why the NEBOSH IGC. That's our first step, though, but it's just a start for getting into this field.
Yes, Ashwini, and I think what you did was absolutely correct, because today people, most employers, or even for consultants, they are looking to have dual certification, both in environment as well as health and safety. They don't want to engage two consultants or employ two people. So I think that was the right thing you did. So before you actually started doing a NEBOSH IGC, you must have done some research. Which are the institutes, and how did you zero in on NIST as your learning partner?
Yeah, actually, when I started searching, I didn't had any idea how it works. I used to think it's because it's conducted by NEBOSH. I thought probably it's international certification that will be directly through them only. Then I got to know they have a learning partners in India. Like every country, they have a learning partners. And in India, I started searching. After searching, I got a call from few learning partners in India. But then I read the reviews, and I saw there are categories of learning partners like gold, silver rated, and all. So I realized that NIST the only one institute which has a gold rated. So I thought, why not? Well, obviously, because this is our first certification experience in this field, so I thought I should go with the best in the field, particularly available in the India. So that was the reason, and in fact, I would say that decision would have proved quite correct for me, because the kind of guidance I've got from the NIST team, it was great.
Yeah, Ashwini. Now let's go to the main thing which our learners want to listen from you. So obviously you must have gone through the training, and you must have done your revision before the training, during the training, after the training. So how did you organize your studies? I know IGC is not a straightforward course. You have to put in a lot of efforts. So can you tell us, how did you go about your studies?
For studies, I would say, since from the first only the teachers have made us understand, it's an international certification. So the approach should be a little different from the studies which we have done up till now in our colleges colleges and schools, because here the system works little differently. And for international certification, what they look for is more of practical applications of the subject. So even when we see the IGC syllabus, it is also in the same line. There are two papers. One is the written paper, and second is practical examination. So when the course started, it was a little hectic though, because with the Corona time, all this other things, it was being conducted online. So the whole day used to go with the learning and all. So I used to do a little study after course ended in the evening, probably. So probably just a go through of the subject. And since it was earlier, it has been declared that it will be an open book test exam. So my concept was clear that because since they are not looking up for mugging up the things, and what they would be looking for is a practical application. So first, I've started understanding the subject, getting the concepts clear, because I'm not from this field. So for me, it was a little new concepts. So the first concentration was merely on when the course was going, to understand the concept, ask questions. In fact, we have a lot of like in our batch, we have a lot of professionals. They were in the they were working in the health and safety. So that helped. In fact, the kind of questions these people asked. So I was very attentive that time, because for me it was very new. So the kind of questions they asked, that helped. So particularly during course, I would say just clear your concepts, ask questions as many as you can ask, and get your concepts clear. And I don't think so it's a exam to mug up the things particularly. So post the course, I actually did the same thing, reading the books. Particularly what happens, there are four elements only, not much of studies actually, if you see. So first two chapters are quite easier, because it's more of how the process works and things. So I started with from the second half of the syllabus, like third and fourth, which is a little major part of the syllabus. So, and then I shifted to first part. So that helped actually, because to cover the whole subject within that particular time. And IG2, I would say, while doing practical this written paper. So in that case, it really helped, because we were applying the concept which we learned. So that really helped, in fact, in during OBA preparation also, because that time we got a lot of concept cleared, how it is actually applied in the field. So same thing happened in the exam. They do ask practical question. So practical question, you need to think about being a health and safety professional. How will you approach the particular concern area? So that helped particularly. And there are, like, over a period of time, even teachers were very helpful. They have given us little a few sample case studies. In fact, NEBOSH has also released the one sample case study. So we tried to have some brainstorming on those questions. Even, in fact, we had like few people had made a group. We used to discuss what are the possible options and what are the things which we can add. So that really helped, because these people are the ones who are working in the field. So they have given some practical approach to the writing answer thing. So that was it. For particularly for OB, I would say, just be open and write, apply practically. If you read the questions, what they have suggested is that you should explain why you are, because everything is in front of you. So they want to know why you are giving particular answer, why particular thing is been if you're selecting anything. So what is the reason behind that? That's what they want to understand. So I would say concentrate on that more.
Yeah, great, Ashwini. In fact, it is a challenge, and sometimes people go on to mug up the things where it's not required, because an open book examination, everything is in front of you, as you rightly said. It is applying your knowledge to the to the scenario that is there, not and give an answer which is connected to the scenario, not give something vague, not give a vague answer. So rightly said, yes, of course, though it is an open book examination, you have to prepare, you have to do the revision, and those people who are not from the field, of course, they have to put in some extra time, definitely.
Yes.
So that's about your revision. Now on the day, okay, you must have started the exam 1:30 in the afternoon, maybe, correct?
Yeah.
And you had 24 hours to work on that. So how did you plan? How did you plan your exam? How 1 or 2 days before that, what was your mindset? How did you think? And then on the day of the exam, how did you plan those 24 hours? Can you take us through that?
Yeah, I'm like, since I've like earlier said, our teachers have prepared us that way. They have, in fact, our teacher Mandar sir has given us some sample case studies. So in fact, before exam we were working on that, how to write those, work out whether we have done it properly or not. So before 2-3 days, mind was little curious what kind of questions they'll be asking and what kind of case study they will be giving, because this is like first time they were going for the open book test. So it was a little curious, but we were not under tension, I would say, because we have prepared, even the NIST team has put in a lot of effort, so we were little comfortable with the thing. And added advantage was, like, it's a open book test, so we could always go back to the resources which we've been provided. So before 2-3 days it was fine. On the day of examination, I would say I was quite relaxed, because uh, obviously you have to be relaxed, otherwise you can't apply your mind properly. So that was the main strategy, to be relaxed. First, when the exam comes at 1:30, they have given us the paper. So first strategy was to read the case study properly, to understand what the information they have given, what are the key points, what are the information, particularly in which area they have been provided, and they have provided, like in health and safety. There are, like, why health and safety, then how it is being done, personal, and the process, what kind of information. I've tried to jot down the points in which, in every element, what kind of information is given in the case study. So that helped me a lot while forming the answers for the questions. So that was the thing. And then I read through the questions, and there were total 10 questions. So I first jotted down the points for each question, which element it has been asked from, and then jotted down the particular area, like whether it is a key point, but what are the key points for that particular answer. And after that, I've started writing the actual answer on it, and given a reading twice or thrice. So by evening, probably I've finished with the breaks. I haven't opted it like continuously. I needed it time to think. Each question, which things to be highlighted. I've read the case study again and again to understand what are the key points being highlighted related to that question. And then by the end of day, I was finished with my answers. And then aram say, I slept. And in the morning, I again checked the answers, whether answers are as per what they have asked, whether the areas what they have asked has been covered, and whether the words, because word count is also matters. They have given like 3,000 words and all. You have to write within those word counts, and spell check, and then formatting. So all those things I rechecked in the morning, and probably an hour before I've submitted the paper. But the strategy was mainly to be relaxed, to understand what was what are the agenda of asking those kind of questions. Understand the case study, and just write it without any having any blockages in your mind. Just understand the case study and write the answers.
No, that's really, really great to understand, Ashwini. And we also recommend all our learners to, finish off the examination the previous evening itself, and sleep on it, in fact, and the next morning again check and submit it. And but unfortunately, many of our learners, they kept it till the last moment, and and then when they were submitting, it was not possible to submit because there were too many people trying to submit, and there's a and then there was people started having fears that would they be able to submit, and all that thing. So that's really great to what makes somebody score very good. You have given a really good example, and you are a live example and something for all our learners to understand, how to go about during the training, after the training, and just on the day of the OB. I think what you said is exactly a recipe for for scoring good marks. Not only good, I mean, you will definitely pass, but not only pass, but get good marks. So some of our learners have not been fortunate. I mean, some of them have got refer during the first OB, and probably they are planning to go for the next sitting. And of course, October 28th, just a few days from now, many new learners will be around 650 odd are going to appear for the OB through NIST. So any message for them from your side, so that they get enlightened, some sort of pep talk, as safety officers we are supposed to give pep talk. So anything for them, so that they get they get motivated to do well.
I would just simply say, don't stress out, because I understand this, since it's an international certification, there is little pressure, and this is like first time they are, asking this kind of case study based questions. Earlier, the questions pattern was quite different. You have to just understand the concept and you to write it. But now I would say just relate it to your case study. Understand what are the points which, why they are asking this question, and what are the points which you can club with the practical application, because the answer is in front of you actually with the resources.
Yes.
The points are exactly in front of you. Just club it with a case study and write it that way, because when I've read my paper, they have particularly mentioned that don't write limited answers. Explain why you are right, like what are the elaborate on your answers. So read that instructions first. Probably for us they have given this. For next coming batch, a different twist maybe there in the question. So just approach what based on what are the guidelines they have provided, and club it with your case studies. I would say that would help a lot.
Yeah, Ashwini, I think that was really great. In fact, interacting with you, and then of course this people who will be watching this interview, I mean, they will really get motivated and understand, the techniques of clearing IGC in the first shot. So thanks a lot for joining us and sharing your you can say success story, and hope your success story will inspire others, and they all move on to become successful NEBOSH IGC certified professionals. So thanks a lot, Ashwini, and I will say bye, take care.